Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, you fantastic people wherever you are. Welcome to Chibi Reads Reddit. I'm your host, Chibi99. Today's subreddit is r/Am I the Devil. So sit back, get cozy, grab a drink, and let's read. Am I the dingus here for blowing up at my roommate for changing plans suddenly because she disapproves of an unusual fraternity event? I, 21 female, live in off-campus apartments with my roommate and good friend, 21 female. This coming Saturday, we've made plans to go on a trip to hang out most of the day. I told her we'd need to stop by this fraternity house near campus at one point for just a short while for an event I was invited to, and she said no problem. It was on the way between our other plans that day, so it worked out perfectly. Then last night she asked what the fraternity event was, and I told her it was a dog breath competition, which I know sounds weird. This fraternity has apparently been having this contest annually for the past few years of who can endure the smell of their dog's breath. Big, friendly, likes to pant, the longest, without gagging or breathing through the mouth. A friend of the fraternity invited me this year, and I thought I'd give it a try. Note: there's nothing really wrong with the dogs. I guess they just get into really gross stuff, and one of them is old, so no cruelty comments. That's not my roommate's concern at all. I said, we already have plans the whole day. I said it was just a funny little thing I got invited to by a friend and thought I'd check it out. Besides, they have a $200 prize for the first place this year, and I was told last year's winner lasted 4 minutes and 21 seconds. So I just have to smell a dog's breath for 4 to 5 minutes and make $200. How could I pass that up? And why would I stink after? Nothing would physically get on me, except maybe the drool, and I'd wash that off. She said, "You never even had a dog growing up. You have absolutely zero chance to win, and are just going to lose the entry fee and smell gross after." I'm annoyed that she wants to change up all our plans, so we agreed to just because she doesn't approve of what the fraternity event is. I don't think the concern that I would stink after is founded, and she's just reacting out of personal disgust for something she doesn't even have to do. I ended up getting really mad and yelling at her about it, and now our plans fell through. Am I the dingus? TLDR, roommate doesn't approve of gross fraternity competition. I yelled at her for threatening to change our plans if I attend. And we have a relative comment here by I Just Want Cute Bags. Yep, you're the dingus for not communicating and springing this on her. Setting aside, what kind of event is it? It sounds like it's going to be more than just a quick stop, which throws off her plans too. Plus, the whole contest is bound during a disgusting smell. I wouldn't want someone near me after they've competed in the contests like that either, much less in my car. Yeah, this is just sounding like grade A bullcrap, because let's face it, dogs' breaths, they can vary. My dog, depending on if it's winter or not, he will eat his own turds, and yeah, that smell is not pleasant. Trust me on this, it is not that great of a smell. And yeah, you're the dingus, OP. Am I the dingus for yelling at my daughter? Okay, I'm going to be honest. This seems horrible right off the top of me writing it, but I need some advice from other parties that might be able to relate or give insight. I, 37 male, have a daughter, 16 female. I've always tried my best to be a supportive father, even through co-parenting. I've been her sole caretaker since she was 10 years of age, and I love her to death. The problem is, she keeps things from me, and I mean everything. I have no problem with that. She values her privacy, and I value mine. But there's just a point that makes me think like, okay, and why couldn't you tell me that sooner? Recently, the incident that sparked the argument between me and her was finding out that she was gay. Now, I have no problem whatsoever with anyone of the LGBT community. I just don't support it. I don't hate them. They're humans just like us. I found out through an Instagram post with the caption, "Me and my Pookie forever," or something like that, and it was another girl hugging and kissing her on the cheek. Was I angry? Heck yeah. She should have told me this sooner. She's my daughter. I'm starting to feel like I'm just the guy that helps her with her homework and makes her food and buys her stuff instead of her father. It hurt me so much just looking at the picture. What really am I to her? I waited until she got home to confront her about it. The anger was visible on my face, and I could tell she knew the atmosphere was tight the moment she walked into the door. I immediately showed her the picture, asking what this was. She tries playing it off, saying, "Oh, it's a joke," and stuff like that. But she's a horrible liar. I asked her again. I was getting angrier each time she continued lying. Finally, my voice raised, and I could hear it echo through our home. I could tell she was stunned for a few seconds before she immediately started yelling at me back. She admitted to me that she did like girls, and she started saying that I'm never there for her, and that I don't understand her, and you have no idea what's going on in her life. It honestly broke my heart into pieces. I felt like she hated me. The words pierced my heart, and I felt pain all over my body. She stormed off into her room, and now she won't talk to me. I understand why she's angry at me. She knows that I don't support the community, and I could see how that would be hard telling me that. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't support her. Maybe I need to stop being so close-minded? I try my best buying her all the clothes she wants. She is alternative, something along the lines of emo, I think. And I try doing everything in her favor, but it hurts so much that she just doesn't trust me or tells me anything. I feel so bad for raising my voice at her, and it's been draining the happiness out of me of having her mad at me. I just need to see if I was in the wrong in this situation, because it feels like I am. Edit. I wasn't or am not mad at her for being part of the LGBTQ community. I was mad at the lack of trust and communication she has with me. My anger boiled over when it was something as important as that, and she didn't tell me. I almost never yell at her, and this has to be the first time in years I've had. And before I go off into my own experience, we have a comment here by Elomio. You're the dingus. Buying clothes and feeding and helping your child is the bare minimum a parent can do. I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ, I just don't support them. You can say you don't support the lifestyle, period, and that would be the truth. Teenagers naturally keep everything from their parents, and you're doing a good job at reinforcing that belief that she's safe for keeping things from you. Edit, being gay is not a lifestyle choice. Wrong words to use in my part. I'm glad that commenter fixed that up because it's not a lifestyle, it's who that person is. And OP, you are definitely the dingus for not supporting your daughter. And she has every right now to keep things from you. I was the same way with my dad because he thought yelling and screaming would be the best way to get his point across. And anytime I told him something, I would always get in trouble. So yeah, I can agree with your daughter, OP. You are definitely a dingus here for not trusting her and for, going off on her, because now it's entered the territory of, why won't my kid talk to me anymore? That's the reason why. You. Am I the dingus for not spending my son's birthday with him? I, 51 female, have one son. I'll call him Dave for now. Dave is from my previous marriage. My ex-husband and I have broke up because we were young and inexperienced. Either way, after a long period of not talking at all, we slowly repaired our relationship and remained friendly for Dave's sake. Both me and my ex-husband are remarried. And as odd as it sounds, we all get along. Me, my ex-husband, his wife, and my husband. They also have 2 more kids now, and I regularly give the older one guitar lessons. Huh, that's cool. Dave moved away after deciding to go to uni when he was 19, and after graduating, he decided to continue living further away from us. We still keep in contact, but I'd say we see him a lot less often than I see my ex-husband's children. Dave's birthday is on the 26th of December, and up until he was 22, we usually got together and celebrated at my house. When he turned 22, he had a bad allergic reaction to something, and the evening was pretty much over. After that, he had no interest to celebrate with us again. And for this year, he announced as well that he was not going to celebrate his birthday, even though it's more significant since he is turning 25. Wait, What the hell is he allergic to? I still am getting a present for him and all that, but I respect that he wishes to spend his birthday alone or with friends. He then asked me what I would have planned for that day since it's still a holiday, and I explained that his dad and his new wife would be coming over with the kids, and we would have a little get-together. I joked that we would be drinking champagne in his name and maybe even bake a cake. He didn't take that well. He didn't yell or get loud on the phone, but I could hear him mumble something along the lines of course you are. And then audibly just said, okay, have fun, Mom. Click. That was 2 weeks ago. I haven't heard from him since, and going this long without contact from him is weird. Even if it's just a text or a phone call. Every time I try to call him, it goes to a voice message, and it auto-replies with, I'm busy. His dad hasn't heard anything either, but the relationship has been strained for a while. He hasn't texted his siblings either. I don't see how I'm in the wrong here, since he openly stated he didn't want to celebrate his birthday. But I would like to hear some opinions. Edit. My son's allergic reaction came from mine and my ex-husband's dogs, but he knew about them and never once told us to get rid of them. Edit 2. I think I've explained everything in the comments, so I have nothing more to say. If someone has genuine advice to offer, thank you. And we have a relative comment here by Invaluabled. There's obviously a lot missing from this story, like why wouldn't you ask your own child what he wants to do to celebrate his big day, and whether he wants something from you to help him with that. Soft, you're the dingus for that. His mumbled comment makes me think he feels very much neglected and the other kids are the favorites. Yeah, there is a lot missing from this story. I think you're just trying to spin it in your favor, OP. If one day I find Dave's side, I'll read it and then we'll figure out the missing pieces of the puzzle here. But yeah, soft, you're the dingus. My 40F husband, 40 male, has been going to therapy to work on his temper, and his therapist reported him to CPS. What? He's saying he'll no longer go to therapy because of this. How do I keep him engaged in the therapy needed to do the work? So me and my husband have been together for about 10 years, married for 5 of them. We have 1 child, 3-year-old male. My husband has always had a short fuse, argumentative, and has challenges managing his anger. It's taken me a long time to convince him to go into therapy. He agreed about a year ago to go. It became recently clear that he hasn't been open with the therapist, and I have continually pushed him to being open so he can address his issues. For reference, he's never hit me or hurt me or my son. I'd call him more of a yeller and the type that tries to avoid conflict by being loud. This isn't a good dynamic for the home, so I've been on him about talking to someone to help with managing this. In the rare instances he's thrown something, never at me or at our son. One of these instances was recent, and I told him to be honest with his therapist to help him understand why this is his reaction, and to work on him on healthier responses. He had a session this week and asked me to increase his sessions. I was relieved that he was honest and knew enough to seek more than the monthly sessions he had. However, today's CPS left a card at my door and wants to talk to me regarding concerning behavior with Dad. Clearly, I know who made the report, and so does my husband. I've arranged to meet with them already, but the problem I'm also facing is that my husband, who has been so distrustful of the system and very impacted by the stigma of it, now distrusts it even more. I'm also a bit angry because this specific incident wasn't even anything that would be reported. He threw my son's Play-Doh in the yard after my son played with it on the deck and was refusing to clean it up. I'm also a PhD clinician. I think that's how it's pronounced. So I'm very familiar with the system and very protective of mine and my son's safety and well-being. While my husband's temper is a current challenge, he has been committing to taking steps to work on it. I love him very much, and I love our family. As long as he's committing to working on it and changing, I've agreed to be here to support. I made clear to him that I will leave if things don't change because his temper is unpredictably because of his temper and unpredictability are not healthy for our home. However, he's told me he's going to stop going to therapy because this is what happens when he's being honest in session. Any advice on how to keep him engaged? I'm feeling a whole host of emotions, mainly sadness that someone seeking help gets reported for an anger outburst, reinforcing his distrust in the system and convincing him to not be honest on his self-work. Also, that the therapist who has told him many times how they are a mandated reporter did not feel the need to tell him that he disclosed something that they felt obligated to report. I know not required, but I've always operated on that ethical principle with those that I've treated. I feel like without his commitment to getting help, working on our marriage will fail. And we have a top comment here by username Hail Satan 666. Right me! Mandated reporter here. A CPS report will not be accepted by DSS for someone throwing Play-Doh in the yard. Something else is happening here. He must have admitted something very detrimental to have a report against him. Yeah, I don't know how the system works, but I don't think that could be the case. It could be a nosy neighbor for all we know that made the report. But yeah, OP, I really hope this gets figured out because there's something going on here. There's something fishy going on. But I hope your husband's still going to therapy. Looks like we've reached the end of today's video. But fret not, I'll be back Monday with more Reddit stories just for you. Want to get notified of the next video? Tap that bell icon. Want to subscribe? Tap the button. It's completely free. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, catch you later, my Chibi Dominators.